Welcome to the 3D Ghost universe, a place dedicated to 3D creation and 3D printing. In this video, I will specifically talk about the support, how to do the setting in Cura, how to create them and to modify them. We are now in Ultimaker Cura in order to prepare the print of this low poly dog. As you can see, Cura is telling you that you will need support. It's quite obvious because of the shape of the low poly dog. So we will say that the profile is okay. We will just go to the support section and we will generate support. Before that, here you have the description of what are the support. We talk about it, so if you want to read it, you can on Ultimaker Cura. For the moment, I will only generate the support, and I will talk about those questions. Support structure. To be honest, you don't have to be a specialist. Just say it's normal. The placement. This is what you have to decide. If you decided to have a placement everywhere, like you can see on the left part, you will have some support printed on your object in order to support another part. I will illustrate it with the preview. My recommendation is to put everywhere and not on touching build plates, because if you are only on touching build plate, you will have the example on the right side with only support coming from the bed. And you will not have support coming from your object even if it's needed. The next setting that will need your reflection is about the density of the support. Density will define the strength of the support. Too low, it will be too weak and your object will break. But if it's too high, it will be really difficult to remove the support from the object without damaging the object. So 20% is good, but sometimes I will go with 10% because I'm printing very huge part, and then 10% is enough because the support itself is already big. What you have to do, the most important thing to do when you're generating support, is to enable support interface in order to have a roof and a floor. Because without a roof and a floor, it will be really complicated to remove the support. As you can see, the roof and the floor are illustrated here. You will have an extra piece that will be really easy to grab and to remove, and if you don't enable this option, then the support will almost be glued to the object. It will be difficult to remove and it will create an extra plastic on the object, and you don't want it. We are now happy with the settings, so we will slice it with or without support and we will compare. Okay, it's almost twice longer with support, and this is exactly why at the beginner you want to do print without support. But this is a huge mistake, because believe me, when your print will crack because you don't have enough support, or when the result will be really disappointed, you will lose plastic and you will lose time. So let's start with the good solution, and the good solution is to generate support, even if you will have to do a little post-processing work, and even if the printing will be quite longer. So let's watch the preview. Okay, we will see. So it's obvious that the support are made in order to help the printer to have the best possible print, as you can see right here in the middle part, the support will allow the printer to begin the print of the middle part of the dog. Okay, it's quite good. And then you will see that on the back of the dog, supports are generated. Why are they generated? Because you need to print the tail, and for the tail you will need support. If right here, for support placement, you decided to put touching build plate, of course you will not have any support on the back of the dog, but the tail will not be able to print correctly because tack, 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 bang. Right here, you will not have the possibility to print because the material cannot be printed without touching anything. To illustrate this, here we go. You have to begin the print right here, so you have to touch something. So that's why I was telling you, you have to accept everywhere for support placement. And the tail will be printed without trouble. And then we will have this support and everything will be okay. But maybe you will think and you will decide that this is not a huge angle and that maybe and probably your 3D printer will be able to print this part without any support. You can decide to change the overhang angle, but what I think that you need to do is to download into the marketplace the custom supports add-on. With this add-on, you will be able to place a blocker that will tell to Cura, I don't want any support right here. So we will go to prepare. Okay. You see that Cura is thinking that you need support, but you don't believe it. So you go right here. Click on the dog, support blocker. And now it's time for you to add a support blocker. Right here. So if I go to prepare, I can see a block. And this is a piece, a virtual piece, that will block the creation of the support. I can change the size. Okay. We don't really care if it's huge or not. We just want to say that we don't want any support right here. So now, if I'm slicing, everywhere that you have the support blocker, Cura will decide that it's okay. You don't need any support. Let's slice it. Okay. We are winning a little bit of time and a little bit of material. We are saving time and saving material, because if we go to preview, you don't have this huge support, but you still have one. Why? Because I made a mistake. I should change the size of the block right here. You know, a red part is not covered. Okay, let's resize it on the Z axis. I don't care. Let's go. Okay, we save a little time and we go to preview. And now I don't have any support. So let's go back to the beginning and then we will generate support, but not from everywhere, from only the bed, from the touching build plate. Let's slice it. And then you will see the difference with the first time. With the preview. Okay. They are back. Back to right here, but here we don't have any support, even if we need one, because if we go to preview, then you will have this part that the printer will try to print on an empty spaces. So of course it will not work. Okay, if we try with everywhere, it will automatically put one, but you can also decide that you want to create your own support. So with the add-on, you now have the possibility to create a custom support. Round one, cylinder, or a cube, and you can decide it of the size. So maybe we will say 3 millimeters. We will decide if we want a wider base. To be honest, classic base it's okay, a cube it's okay, and then you will decide to drop it to the build plate or not. Here we want to have a custom support and we will put it on the back of the dog. So we don't care about dropping to the plate, but maybe I will enable the support. Okay, and I will show you what drop to the build plate do. My cube, big one, 10 millimeters. Okay, I'm touching this part, and bam, I have my support. And then I decided that I go to prepare. I want a smaller one. I don't want a drop one. I want to put it on the tail right here. And I've decided by myself the size of the cube. A non-uniform scaling, 10 millimeters, okay. Right to the base, and it's okay. Maybe it will be strange because the support is inside. We will try, we will slice. Let's go. So we have the first one. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. No problem with this one. And we have this one. No problem. Cura is not stupid. Oh ho. Cura is stupid. You don't have any print for this support. Let's remove it. Let's decide to do it bigger inside the dog. Let's go. Let's go with a preview. Okay, it's not working for what we want to do. It's not possible to prepare a custom support touching the object, but not touching the floor. So if we go back once again to custom support, drop to the build plate, use a cube, bam. Okay, let's slice it. Let's go to preview. It's not working anymore. Why? Maybe, and I say maybe, it's because we decided that we don't want to generate support everywhere. If we generate support everywhere, we enable support, and then we slice. It's working. So what you have to understand is that when you are doing custom support, you need to generate support, create your own settings, disable support, and then it will work for your custom support, applying the settings that you choose for the generate supports, even if they are not enabled. It's important because, quite frankly, at the very beginning, it turned me crazy. So once again, I will try to do my custom support on the tail. I don't want to drop it to the plate. Okay, it's here. I want to change the size of my support. Big one, 20. I don't care if it go inside the dog. What I want is good support for the tail. Here, look perfect. Slicing it, okay. And now it's working. So it could be a little bit confusing, but it's logical. It will take the information and the settings for the density, for the kind of pattern. So it's okay that it decided to work with the placement and your decision on the setting of the placement. It's not a bug, but it's a little bit tricky, so you have to keep that in mind. So now I think that you have a perfect visibility on how to create and modify the support that Cura will propose to you. But once again, as a beginner, my advice for you will be to work with what Cura is proposing to you regarding support. You only have to decide of the density, to enable support everywhere, and to enable the roof and the floor. And don't miss part 3, it's about how I remove supports after printing.